What is going on, everyone? Thank you for being here. So, like normal, our other co-host couldn't make it. Well, at least he's MIA right now. We have no idea where he is.
Probably sleeping in Discord.
We called him about 15 times. Yeah, RG Energy, I'm starting to understand your frustration. Yeah, he just doesn't ever get to the streams on time. Yeah, Rolo fell asleep. We don't know. He won't answer his phone calls, his Discord messages. We've been trying to get him onto the stream for about 30 minutes because we like to set up and be on time for these things. It's kind of sad at this point. I appreciate everyone being here. It's all of my friends I already talked to. Ronnie, RG Energy. I don't know where you are.
All of these people were here early. I mean, if that ain't something.
Exactly. Maybe I need a new co-host. Let me know what you guys think.
Let me draw up an application for you.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to have Caleb do that. You know, given that he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Tonight we're covering the Phoenix Lights. Hopefully, it'll be interesting for you guys. I don't know much about it, if anything. So
I never really accused you of knowing much, anyhow. But
that's not disrespectful in any way.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to be doing the stream solo tonight because one of my co-hosts don't show up, and then the other co-host just, is an asshole. I saw Roland pop up for a second there, and I thought he was ready to stream.
He's like a ghost back there.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on right now.
Interesting.
Wasn't there a movie on the Phoenix Lights? I don't know. I wouldn't know, apparently, because I don't know much. But we will see.
Be sensitive like some people.
Roland, sit your ass down so we can bring you in. Why is it taking 10? Thank you. We literally
that's my dad's car to grab something for him real quick.
We what? Your vape pen?
No, I have that right here.
Your marijuana vape pen?
No, this thing looks like a this is pure old nicotine, boys.
Yeah,
it looks like a fucking reactor for like some shit.
I was gonna say if I tried to bring that onto a plane, I'd get full-bodied search.
Dude, I got full body searched minus the cavity, but I got full body searched because I had long hair one time. I was wearing sweatpants.
What up, Crimson? I always do well in airports, surprisingly, given my all that
disposition.
Yeah,
your next wing look.
Yeah. So let's just jump right into it. Crimson, we're gonna go over this article, and if you want to come in, I don't know how much you are into to aliens and whatnot, but if you want to come in and offer some perspective, we will definitely let you. So I found this article. It's got a bunch of different videos on it. We're gonna first, I think, read through the actual article itself, and then we'll watch a couple of these. I'm pretty excited. This happened in 1997.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Hundreds of people across Nevada, Arizona, and Mexico witnessed a collection of UFOs puncture the night sky. The phenomenon has become known as the Phoenix Lights, and its authenticity has been hotly debated ever since.
Are you pulling the article up?
Oh,
I was gonna say
that would help.
You're not sharing it right now.
That would help. Boomer Daimyo over here. So Rolo, this is a recreated image. This isn't this isn't actually, this is just what they think was up in the air or the sky. So me and Dog are pretty unfamiliar with this. Rolo, what is just off top? So what is your understanding of this incident?
So my basic understanding of the incident is that I believe it was around 10:30 at night that people all throughout multiple counties in Nevada and Arizona saw these lights, and they said it was about a football field wide, which makes me believe that it wasn't multiple different small crafts. It was actually one big craft. And there we go. And then basically from there, the police themselves put reports in. I believe Air Force was scrambled at one point. And
the Air Force, is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Jets were scrambled. And then they ended up saying they couldn't find anything. But I mean, there's thousands of people that saw this that did not know each other, and some people actually go out there still today to see if they can find the Phoenix Lights. But these things it was massive. It was basically a mothership, in my opinion, and or for what people have said. And the military goes, well, yeah, we were testing out flares. And everybody was like, yeah, no. Because police officers saw it, firemen saw it, thousands of civilians that didn't know each other all saw it over the course of these couple hours. Multiple counties over 2 different states.
Well, also a flare, I mean, I've never shot a flare, Dog. I don't know if you have. If I'm not mistaken, you see a trail in the sky go up and then it pops, right? So
Yep.
I don't know if LOL, Ronnie. So I don't know if it's just lights. If it's just lights that appeared, a flare. I mean, the whole point of a flare is to attract a pinpoint position.
Well, I think it was because it was near the one military base that it was seen. So people just the military trying to just said, "Oh, it's this." People that live in the military, they're used to it, so they were kind of like, yeah, no, we see you guys do stuff all the time, but we've never seen anything like that."
Okay, so from 7:30 until approximately 10:30 p.m., dozens of concerned citizens flooded their local police department with phone lines with urgent calls of clarity. The reported floating orbs and a V-shaped craft the size of several football fields hovering above the city of Phoenix. While the glowing orbs remained stationary, the V-shaped object hovered south. So what does that sound like to you guys? Because to me, that sounds like the orbs and the craft, the V-shaped craft or whatever object, are 2 separate phenomena.
Yeah.
Does that read the same to you guys?
It does. I believe that it could be maybe said craft, for whatever reason, dropped.
Well, kind of, because I'm kind of thinking the orbs are basically like the light, but in a V-shaped pattern.
That's what I was too, but just like given the way that the wording was, it just sounds it sounds like they were separate entities.
If I remember correctly, the V-shaped craft blocked out part of the stars, so that's how people kind of got the idea that it was a V. And as it's moving, the lights didn't, but you see this black shadow kind of, even though it's pitch black. If you've ever been in the middle of Arizona and stuff like that, if there's not a ton of light pollution there, you can see everything clear as day at the middle of the night. So.
Well, and a couple of things I want to bring up is that it could be a number of different, like, so it could have been that the lights or orbs that we're seeing are somehow magnetically connected to the craft itself, and they're hanging below the craft, and they shift with the craft. It could be it could be your eyes playing games on you at a distance. It might so.
But I mean, eyes playing games on multiple people. And like it says there are dozens of people. Like, that's the thing that gets me, is it wasn't just like a couple people that saw this. It was people across that saw this.
It's as far as like the size goes, like if you watch a plane like come in for a landing, especially closer to dark, it is very hard to gauge how big of a plane that is.
Oh,
like
yeah,
extremely hard. Until you're right next to it, you're like, oh, that's a lot bigger of a plane than I thought it was.
I mean, dude.
Or small.
Glowing orbs. Wait, where was it? Craft the size of several football fields. That's huge. That's mothership huge. You know.
Right.
But around the same time, in the 90s, there was these Japanese pilots going from back from Japan to California or something like that, and they actually encountered, all 3 pilots have accounts of this massive ship that was dwarfed their plane. And they actually there's a call to the control tower, literally like, we don't know what to do. This thing is massive and it keeps following us.
Hopefully this go ahead, Dog.
Let me throw this out here. Being V-shaped, because the other supposed crafts that we've encountered were not V-shaped.
Mm-hmm.
What if this is more of a stealth project or some kind of?
What if it's an oversized stealth bomber?
Well, I mean, it could
maybe not necessarily oversized, but just people's perspectives are like, like big lights moving weird.
Like it could have been a stealth bomber.
If it was a stealth bomber, it wouldn't have lights though.
Not necessarily.
For training purposes, they still run. They can run lights, or maybe we're testing them. See, I've got a report here. 2007 has a reporting. Well, it's Wikipedia, so yeah. But it says that the local Fox station reported on February 6th in 2007 that that they were dropped by F-16. Their flares is what they reported there. And then in 2008, lights were reported by Phoenix residents. Lights were reported from square to triangle formation over time. The Valley residents reported that shortly after the lights appeared, 3 jets were seen heading west in the direction of the lights. This was in 2008. And this is all right next to Luke Air Force Base.
So I just want to quickly catch this. Is there any evidence proving this was government military test? Not saying it's not aliens, just trying to keep all my options open. Healthy skepticism. I saw something in this article, like I think implying that they go over that. I think it's a little sketchy evidence, quote unquote evidence,
like convenient evidence.
Yeah, yes. Exactly.
It gives me the same vibes as Roswell, where they said it was a wedding.
So
and I'm not saying, like, here's the thing, guys, like, to our chat and the listeners, like, we're not saying it is aliens.
Oh yeah, I objectively unsubscribe to any solid thought process when it comes to these things. We have to be
skeptical here. I mean, that's the whole point of our show, is why we are skeptical about all of these things.
We just ponder these things. And
there are definitely certain stories where I'm like 98%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, there's some incredible people with some incredible stories that you're like, damn, I really want to believe you.
Fire in the sky, or when there's actual body count.
Like one of our first episodes, the Virginia incident.
Yeah, I believe Virginia.
That one's pretty damn compelling. But let's move on with this. Even though pilots in the Phoenix area notified air traffic, like Rolo was saying, air traffic controllers of what they were seeing, none of them saw anything out of the ordinary on their radars, which we do know with other incidents that happens a lot. They're able to block transmissions. They're able to block again, we have to remember this is back in 1997, and with Commander Fravor, or who's the other one? Not Commander Fravor, but
Oh man,
There's another pilot. You guys know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. You're really racking my brain right now.
Jim. He was on Joe Rogan not too long ago.
Yeah, pretty recently.
But anyway, he was talking about how the military has received a new new technology for radar, and all of a sudden they started picking up different different, I guess, lack of a better word, dots on their screen showing different objects in the air. Okay, so where were we? Out of the ordinary. Then just suddenly as they appeared, the Phoenix lights went out. Government officials later claimed these orbs were nothing more than flares deployed as a part of a military training exercise. The V-shaped craft was explained away as a series of planes flying in formation. And again, 1997. This is what, almost 20 years ago.
30.
Yeah. So you're right, almost 30 years ago. And so times have changed, and now I would say the government is a lot. They treat these stories a lot differently now, which is also sus in a way.
Extremely.
Well, here's the thing that I question there, because again, people from multiple counties all saw this, and in 2 different states, Nevada and Arizona. Why would the military? They wouldn't go that far. They wouldn't need to for a test. And here's the other thing: they wouldn't do it from 7:30 at night to 10:30 at night. They would do it way later if they wanted nobody to see.
I mean, neither of us have been in the military. I know Dog has. I think it would be naive for us to think what they would do and what they wouldn't do. You know, the military, especially because there's covert operations within the military that even just normal military personnel wouldn't be briefed on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But okay, Arizona Governor Fife, it's a weird name.
Fife
Symington initially mocked the statewide concerns, later revealed that he too had seen the enormous objects and felt that they were not out of this world. Should we watch the video now, or should we?
Yeah, I want to see what you guys have to think about this.
Yeah. I need to see this.
And it looks like this is from a forward perspective, not from a below, because that looks like a straight line and not a V. But you can kind of see
these people were camping, the ones who took this video.
And this other orb right here to the left.
Yep.
A little suspect.
And then it's going to show you other perspectives.
I don't want music. Oh, shit. So this must be from the side.
Mm-hmm. Well, they pop up like that. See, they don't look like flares. This took place in 1997, Ronnie.
Yeah, this reminds me of the stuff that happened in Israel. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
That's above the
There's another one.
City. It's above the city. That you wouldn't be shooting flares up above the city.
Okay, that was a little weird.
So what is it, rotating, or is this some kind of cluster flare?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, it looks like they can't. I think so look, they're popping up.
Yeah, they're light. It's going like this.
Yeah, and they're staying illuminated for quite some time.
Way longer than a flare would.
One off to the side is intriguing me.
Well, that's the first one that people caught. It was the one.
How does it go away? I wonder.
See, they are popping up. Or they're rotating.
No, they're popping up.
No, I think
right there.
That's a rotation.
I think it's both. Okay, I don't know. That looks like they're popping up. That one.
They're popping up, dude.
Yeah, and this one right here keeps throwing me off.
Well, that could be the moon. I don't know. I don't think it is though.
No, I don't know.
It looks the same as the others.
Yeah, I don't think it is the moon. I think that was the first one that people saw, and they were like, "What the hell is that?" And that one's been there for a long time. A flare is not going to sit there like that, burning for that long.
I mean, if this is some kind of flare technology,
yeah, I agree, Crimson.
You think by now we'd be fairly familiar with it? I don't know.
But yeah, 30 years ago almost, we would see technology deployed already.
There's been so many different UFO accounts. These things get buried in the weeds of conspiracy theories.
And that one just went out.
That did go out. So it's definitely not the moon because moons don't have a switch. So
maybe not the moon, you know.
Well, no, but it could be hidden by the
cloud.
Mountain. Yeah, it could be hidden by a mountain.
Yeah, but the way it just snapped off was a little bit sus.
This one's weird.
I mean, either way, I see. I believe that this is extraterrestrial intelligence, but either way, if it's military, it's one or the other. Like, so either we have some sort of massive.
It could likely be some secret military tech.
And now they're disappearing one at a time. That's
how it goes away.
That's suspect in my opinion.
Did it go away the same way it came in?
Yes, it did.
It didn't look like it to me.
No, it's going the other direction.
Well, it looked fairly similar to me. They all popped up right there all together.
Well, because they popped up towards the left.
Keep in mind though, like I said, this was from 7:30 at night to 10:30 at night. This is one clip of them.
See, look, that one in the middle just disappeared. So it's not. Yeah, this is weird. I have no thoughts on this. This is weird,
dude. It's like maybe it's like Close Encounters,
and of the third kind,
where they use lights to talk to them.
That's a movie, so I'm not ever gonna compare a movie.
I'm just saying, but that movie. See, here's a shot from the ground.
God, I wish it was better.
Full screen that shit, man.
Well, back then they had to have a little camcorder.
Like, is that full screen?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I wish the resolution was better. It looks like 1990s video games. That's definitely from the front. Are they different colors?
It looks like they might be. And this is from directly below it.
Yeah, I wish this was in 1080p. Come on. What were you doing?
Give us some 4K footage on this.
And here, it's right above the city. It's right above Phoenix.
So I want to know: is there a military base? Like,
yes, there's an Air Force base not far from there.
Luke Air Force Base.
That's it.
See, that's a suspect.
What's our chat saying?
I pulled up Crimson's last one. So, Ronnie, could this be some sort of satellites? Like, I've seen lights like that before. People always say, "Oh, it's SpaceX satellite." That's not a horrible point. I mean, I've been in front of my house.
Pretty bright.
Maybe I saw SpaceX the other day when they were shooting up those satellites, but they look nothing like that.
So
I've been clear or that low.
Few years ago, no, not even a few, like 10 years ago, I was smoking a cigarette in front of my house, may or may not have been heavily intoxicated, and remember seeing these lights kind of similar to that. They're like bluish and they're popping up and down. I even called my dad out and I was like, "Dad, what do you think about this?" And like, forget his reaction, but it could have easily just for me it didn't. I didn't think it was an airplane because it was doing like that. You know, it was going in these random freaking. It's going into like random directions and was there for like an hour. And I was like almost in tears because I couldn't figure out what was going on. I got like for whatever reason, just super emotional. Like, what the? Like,
Well, dude, I
started questioning my existence and everything.
Exactly. And again, they're too low to be satellites.
Yeah.
It's way too low. I saw Starlink fly over the Estes Park when I first launched. They are not that bright. Yes. So I just saw it the other day. Elon must have just launched something, and they were saying, "Oh, SpaceX is going," and they just look like these white dots. They don't look like that. Those almost look orange. This is like white dots, and they were in a straight line, and they were going up into the atmosphere past it.
Okay, let's listen to this hick talk about it.
Is that your uncle?
Huh?
Could be my uncle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh shit, we can't even hear him. You gotta share audio.
What? You guys aren't hearing that?
No, try and unshare the screen and share it again with audio.
Oh, you know, I had this issue last time. I had to share by tab.
I agree. Dog, I have that exact same. I just have to say, I have the exact same Star Wars light you have behind you.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I was going to make a Star Wars Dawg logo light.
Oh, dude, that'd be so sick.
Although it
right next to the Georgia thing under the do or do not. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Estes Park is in Colorado.
Oh, that.
Ah!
Inception.
What the hell? Welcome to the dojo. All right, let me present.
You'll get there eventually.
If we're lucky, use search history.
What did he? I'm sorry. I saw Starlight fly over a state park. See?
Can you guys hear that or no?
Play it. No. The heck?
Irritating.
You want me to try and pull it up on my end?
Yeah, I'll drop this link into your.
Oh, hold up! I'm just gonna look the video up.
No. Let me drop this in a private chat and just pull it up. It's quicker.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know why it didn't give me the audio share file click button.
Well, hopefully this one works. The other one had sound, didn't it?
It had sound. Did you hear sound?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard it for like a second, I thought, but did you just drop it?
Yeah, it's in our private messages. Pull it up.
Hold on real quick. I'm gonna scroll down.
So I've got a couple of things here real quick.
Sure.
Apparently somebody had looked into it, and a former astronomer and a retired Air Force pilot, James McGaw, so that he also investigated two separate sightings and traced them both back to A-10 Thunderbolt II craft in formation at high altitude. So,
does he work for the military?
Yeah, he's retired.
Well, if I put my tinfoil hat on, yeah, they could easily get some random dude off the street.
Right.
Be like, here's some cash. Go say this publicly.
Go say words.
Yes. But yeah, Rolo, try to play this. Let's hope there's volume.
All right.
I could hear it, so
well, I could hear mine, so
I mean, how about this?
The latest chapter into a strange valley encounter.
3 months ago tonight, something strange happened in the skies over Arizona that still hasn't been fully explained. And in reality, we may never know exactly what happened that night. Tonight, first on Fox, we hear from a Phoenix family who may have been closer to whatever it was in the sky, closer than anyone else.
It's getting closer and closer, and we're saying, you know, that thing's coming right at us.
Timmy and his family are among the hundreds of witnesses who come forward to talk about the night of March 13th. An event now.
I don't know if I can trust that guy. Looks like he's done a bunch of mushrooms.
Hey man, so have you. No, I'm kidding.
Pause. Stop. All right, play it. Sorry, didn't mean to
Known
disrupt.
as the Phoenix Lights. The Lees first saw the lights while looking north from their home in the Sunny Slope Mountains.
When it finally got here and we realized this thing was coming right over us, we really started getting antsy. And then when it went direct overhead without a sound, it was like that. It was so big.
You couldn't even hear the wind. It was so
It's
quiet.
like that. It was just so big. Ronnie, clip that.
Okay, that might be my cousin.
It just didn't even do anything. It just came through.
These
No,
images
never
of
mind.
what they saw are made on a computer. They're a combination of digital photos of the landscape taken by Lee and computer drawings of the objects his family saw in the sky.
It was a giant V, all right? And the right side of the V went over us. The left side was like a couple blocks over it.
We just didn't know what to do. You know, it was just like, my God, how big is this thing? It didn't seem threatening because when it was right overhead and we couldn't hear a sound, it was like you're just awestruck.
Jim Delatoso has been researching UFOs for 20 years. Right now, he's in the middle of putting together a virtual reality model of what happened that night. He's talked to hundreds of witnesses about the night of March 13th, including the Lees.
He thinks that he said if he had a tennis ball, he could have hit it. He could have thrown a tennis ball at it. It was that close.
It was very close. He just could have nailed it.
I consider Tim Lee and his family to be very
All right.
reliable
Damn.
and very important in the data that they've given us because they were so close that they could look up and, as they said, almost touch it.
The last light went right over my wife and I, and there was no light on the ground. But I could see up inside that it was almost like a recess, and it had fluorescent like light inside, like a gas light of some kind.
You could see right through the middle of it, but it was like looking through two-way glass, like through a mirage.
So I wanna pause that real quick because he says it's almost like this fluorescent light, which is what we know to be LEDs now, which they also didn't have back then in the 97. And
He said he said fluorescent, which they
And
did
they're
not.
bright as shit.
I know, but if you were to
He said fluorescent and I install lights for a living, so they definitely had fluorescent lights back.
no, I knew they had fluorescent, but
Did it an oversimplification.
yeah, I mean, if you subscribe to the idea that the Bob Lazar shit, then we got that type of technology from that shit. So who knows?
Did he say? I don't remember him ever saying that.
LEDs came from those ships. Yeah,
He said that.
he said
I think he might have. Yeah, to Joe.
Yeah,
I think he also said fiber optics, but I could be.
no, you're right. He said fiber optics. You're right. But I mean, this also
Say Wi-Fi as well.
I believe Wi-Fi.
Crimson. Exactly what I was thinking, bro.
What do you say?
It's up on screen. Vest plus ponytail. Opinion disregarded.
Daimyo, you should beat him for Halloween.
If I had long hair still.
How about the kid with the fucking fedora though?
No, that's like one of those fucking Peaky
Flat cap.
Blinder. That's a Peaky Blinders cap.
Peaky Blinders.
Backwards.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's what I
What do you
wore.
call that one?
I
That's,
have.
Look,
I have yeah.
this might be judgmental of me. I would not be surprised if this guy is in prison on drug charges right now.
what, the kid?
Yeah. With the two teeth and
Like-
the twin,
He's sitting there in prison. He's like, I swear I could have hit it with a tennis ball.
with the two buck teeth. Aliens are real. I saw one as a kid.
Dude, he's doing the fucking Giorgio Tsoukalos thing.
Oh my
aliens.
God.
I swear they were right there.
All right, let's finish this video out.
That you see on the highway or something, or just when it's real hot. Right there, you can see through, but there's no light coming back or anything like that. It was just really weird.
This is the first time in the series of reports of that night that someone said that they looked up and saw a structured object.
As it went over, it went straight like through this V right there, over that guy's house.
It took about 15 minutes to get from when we first saw it all the way
Nah, he's the one in prison.
So he couldn't
No.
decide.
No one knows for sure what happened that night in the skies over Arizona in March, but thousands of people saw something. It's a night the Lees will never forget.
We just re-experience it every time we tell it. You know, it's like it was just yesterday. You know, we've just never seen anything like it.
I was
All
always
right,
a very polite skeptic. I would never tell something.
We can cut it.
The boy with the goofy hat.
The boy with the goofy hat.
That boy was coached on what to say there.
Oh yeah.
Like he was given words that kid was not going to be using.
And I want to say too.
Yeah, he's in the
I
wrong.
wish I was a physicist and could explain this better, but just like based off of, and again, if it's extraterrestrials, then my whole argument gets shut down. But if in fact we got LED technology from extraterrestrials, that's just not how light operates on a scientific level.
Yeah.
You will always have a and now this is me being a shitty electrician. You'll always have a I'm forgetting the word from school. You have the center of a light and it projects outward. Like you'll always have that with any type of light.
Penumbra?
Huh?
Is it penumbra? Is that it?
I don't know.
That's the light. I know that's the light that comes from the moon and stuff like that. But
no, but you'll just have it's a projection. I mean, light travels. So that.
But here's the thing: if we were to look, penumbra is the shadow. Thank you, Crimson. If you were to look at that footage from earlier, the one we looked at first, it doesn't even really look like they're casting any sort of light.
Ronnie, did you Google that, or like, is that legitimate, or are you just trolling us right now? Because right now I want to say Lumos Maximus.
Lumos Maximus. I feel like Ronnie actually doesn't troll that much when we talk on this stuff. I think he's genuinely interested as well.
Yeah, because he knows I'll fire him.
Yeah,
that's what I thought, bro. First strike.
You know what? Avada Kedavra,
Dog, if you could please pull up my screen and start kind of reading through this stuff. I gotta take a mad leak.
Oh, okay. I won't be able to scroll it.
You're not able to scroll it? I mean, this is where we left off. Just kind of read through this and talk about it.
All right. What this got? We don't have anything that big. One's said. Let me skim it just a second.
See, the silent thing kind of gets me because even a stealth bomber makes a slight hum.
Yeah, but if it's high enough up,
but they're saying
like this is saying.
But here's the thing: if it was multiple stealth bombers being tested, that just as a musician, right? Like I can sit here and lightly play my guitar. You're not going to hear it. But if there's 10 people lightly playing their guitar, you're going to hear it. You know, it's the same thing. So if there's 10, 15, 20 different stealth bombers in formation, you're going to hear a hum. Like if it's one, they're high enough up. But they're saying this thing was massive. So there would be some sort of sound.
So this third paragraph is interesting. Right after saying it was hovering at 500 feet, that they could actually see an outline of the mass. It looked more like a gray distortion of nightlight. Ooh, so that could just be the light messing like.
Well, that's what the kid just said, though. The kid that we were joking about actually did just say it looked like a mirage.
Yeah.
Which
Well, that could very well be because, like, if you're trying to look like outside right now in the dark, and you look like at a light, you're not going to see really beyond that light anymore. It's going to be distorted unless there's another light beyond it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like your eyes absorb that light.
You guys want to fill me in real quick?
I was talking about the gray distortion, just like that kid was talking about the third paragraph there.
Are these do we know or are the quotes from here from the people talking in the video above?
No. So this is a different woman.
Name.
This is a different person, and
Valentine.
Yay, Ray made it.
Hey, Special Ray, what's up? He said, he or she said it was more like a gray distortion of the night sky, wavy, which to a kid would be a mirage, and he said it looked like a mirage.
Mm.
People didn't know each other either.
Bill Graba, who had been an air traffic controller for 12 years and worked the Sky Harbor International Airport Tower that night, called the incident weird, inexplicable. He reiterated years later that he still didn't know what to think, and I have no idea what it was. So I would trust a guy like this, 100 times more than some weirdo.
The former pilot James McGaha.
Well, that and that family that I mean, you know, it's 1997. There's no iPhones, no social media. You get a chance to be on the news. You're going to play up your story as much as you can. So how believable.
But there's also people that do it and they don't want it. The people I believe the most are the ones that do not want to talk about it. The ones that are not trying to get the fame for it because they don't want to be called crazy. Like those people I believe. Because they're the ones that are
the family?
No. I'm just saying people in general. Like if they were more so like not so animated about it, I'd be more inclined to
I would believe them if they were more like I'm a believer in Christ and like in tears.
Yeah.
Like and more
you've seen people where they're like even Bob Lazar, he's very wary. I mean, his story's never changed, but I don't want to use him. But there's people. I mean, I've seen a UFO. Like, I believe that wholeheartedly.
I believe you saw one. I believe Special Ray believes he saw one. I wasn't there, and I can't. Again,
I'm not shoot it down. I'm not out there going, "Oh, I do the." I'm not like hyping it up because I don't need to.
I don't think
my family doesn't even know that I've seen one.
I'm not calling either of you two liars. I'm saying that I come from a standpoint of I would need to have an experience of that to really understand what that feels like.
And that's where I was until I had the experience.
So I think we're almost done with this. Let's just wrap this up and then bring in. I'd like to bring in what's it called? Crimson, and if we're lucky enough, maybe Special Ray wants to touch on these things. Bill Grava, who had been in air traffic control. Oh, we already did that one.
Yeah.
The governor sweeps the incident under the rug. Phoenix councilwoman Frances Barwood, was the first official to publicly demand answers to the Phoenix Lights incident. The local government called on the Air Force to investigate, but the U.S. Air Force said it was prohibited from doing so after Project Blue Book. That's interesting.
Yeah.
If you guys know Project Blue Book.
I do.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they're telling her, so they sweep it under the rug, but then they say don't talk about it after Project Blue Book is initiated. That's suspect in my eyes.
I agree with you.
Which was an investigative UFO survey. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Actually, interesting in fact, Oppenheimer was part of Project Blue Book.
Yeah. Okay, so Project Blue Book was already there, but they took this info and basically glued it to the Project Blue Book, essentially, right? That's how I read it. I don't want to play
Sounds
this.
like a military training exercise.
Oh, so you think this might be one?
No, that was heavy sarcasm.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, damn, that was good sarcasm then.
That was really good sarcasm. See, that looks ridiculous. That's the type of shit they pull out to make.
Yeah, we're not playing this.
It makes me feel stupid for considering it.
It's CNN.
All right, you know what? We played
Fake
the
news.
Fox video. Let's play the other fake news video.
Let's do it.
So,
There you go, Rolo.
Find it on your side. Yeah. Hey, Roman, are you still here? We're playing your news website.
I feel like he's more of a Rachel Maddow kind of guy.
No, he said he's fully on board AOC. All right, we're getting derailed. Let's
Hey, that's
what we're doing here. It's AOC. Alien conspiracy.
Oh yeah, it is AOC. I forgot.
Bring it around.
Oh shit, we really are.
All right, Jamie, spin that shit.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull that up.
Oh,
Rolo,
you don't have the audio.
Rolo, this is you. I don't have the audio.
Oh fuck.
Did you close it out?
I did not.
Hurry your ass up.
Oh, I don't have a switch.
Computer?
It sounds like you closed it out.
I didn't. It's not letting me exit. There we go. All right, I gotta scroll down to it. Here we go. All right. Let me share screen. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I had to take it real quick. Pause. Yo, the Alex Jones video. Did you see that?
Mike Symington is now a businessman. He was the Republican governor of Arizona for 6 years, elected when the first George Bush was president. Now, a decade after leaving the state house, he takes me to a Phoenix park and discloses something unlike anything uttered by any other high-level U.S. politician.
If you had been here 10 years ago and standing out here and looking up there at the lights and the view, you would have been astounded. You would have been amazed.
Governor Symington is referring to what is now known as the Phoenix Lights, an object videotaped by many and seen by thousands over several nights in the Arizona sky in 1997.
Major sighting here.
It was described by witnesses as larger than a football field.
The self-narration, though.
Yeah, right.
And the right side of the V.
Yo, that's our
went
boy. That's the
over.
mascot
The
of the
left
show
side
now.
was like a couple blocks over it.
We just didn't know what to do. You know, it was just like,
Pause.
my God, how big is this thing?
He saw a couple blocks or blacks over it. All right, that was
Continue.
bad.
I almost made a joke there. That was just, it was too dark.
Continue.
The former governor, a Vietnam Air Force veteran, had never publicly acknowledged seeing it until now.
And I suspect that unless the Defense Department proves us otherwise, that it was probably some form of an alien spacecraft.
So why didn't he say anything then? Partly, he says, because he didn't want people to panic.
I think as a public figure, you have to be very careful about what you say because people can
Because he was told to shut his mouth.
have pretty emotional reactions. And I said my goal wasn't to try to stir the pot.
And he went to humorous and controversial lengths not to stir the pot. He held a news conference after the Phoenix Lights to announce the mystery had been solved.
And now I'll ask Officer Stein and his colleagues to escort the accused into the room so that we may all look upon the guilty party. Don't get him too close to me, please.
In the alien costume, the governor's chief of staff.
Now, this just goes to show that you guys are entirely too serious.
UFO enthusiasts were not amused, especially since the governor was believed to have seen nothing. But now he's coming out.
The lights were really brilliant, and it was just fascinating. It was enormous. It just felt otherworldly. You know, in your gut, you could just tell it was otherworldly.
Symington will be talking about this in an updated film about UFOs.
Sounds like
Out of the
somebody
blue.
wanted to get
He's
reelected.
also talked with an organization that wants UFO information more out in the open.
It's very significant that someone of the stature of a governor would come out and say that they acknowledge that they experienced a UFO, because it brings a lot of credibility and strength to the case.
Governor Symington says he did tell his family, friends, and
Okay.
staff
Okay.
about what
Pause
he saw
it.
early on.
Yes, sir.
We can stop there. That, as much as I want to troll it, was actually kind of interesting. The Fox News just like played the family. This one kind of has some. There's a little bit more there. I mean, you can also see how much more based both those stations were 30 years ago in comparison to today.
But now, yeah, right. That
But-
should be something we talk
Actually recording.
That would be a fun one to go into about the media.
We could do that for a down the rabbit hole. For right now,
Yeah.
just
Not
aliens.
today. Not today.
Yeah. So I brought this up because I know he's making a funny, but like it's like half funny, half true. They said if you spill, you'll be Kennedy'd. I'm almost.
Oh, that happens.
I'm almost guaranteed that kind of is why he made this kind of silly facade with the fake alien coming on stage. You should cover the dude.
Oh yeah, there
Are you talking about the guy, the Asian
Have
guy?
you heard that?
Yeah, the guy in Asia.
Dude, it is.
That one's wild.
That's
He
a
said,
wild
That's
story.
some crazy shit.
That
Okay.
he breeded alien females. or something.
Okay, I haven't heard that one. We will cover that one. That might be the next aliens conspiracy because that one
Yeah,
will be
I've heard that one.
that one will be hilarious. That one will be absolutely hilarious.
Dude, the guy has a full-on detailed story. Just Gorlock.
Gorlock the Destroyer. God,
Onga dingy.
I can't wait till I get emojis. We're gonna go ham with emojis in this channel.
You know, we put a Gorlock one in there.
But anyway, let's get back to this real quick so we can get some guests on. I think this was complete horseshit. I think the governor saw it. I think he was told by uppers
to shut the fuck up,
to not say anything, make it a hoax, say it was a military operation.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Under
I don't think it's out of this world that, I mean, no pun intended. I don't think it's out of this world that there could be a ship that big. Why are we so used to them being small? There could be a massive survey ship that shows up at some point. And like I said, those 3 Japanese pilots. So bored of you. You gotta sit.
Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up.
But like those 3 Japanese pilots that were coming back, that said that they were being followed by a massive plane a massive ship that dwarfed their plane. The Japanese don't lie. That's like just culturally, they do, of course. Everybody does. But culturally, 3 pilots that lost their jobs because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dishonor on you and your family and your cow. Dishonor.
So there could be a few good things about letting all these aliens into our borders right now. And maybe Crimson is going somewhere with that.
It's Twi'leks and they look like Darth Talon. I mean,
in all reality, I mean, we don't know. I don't think we even know. Like, we as the public don't know a single thing of what's been discovered. Sean Ryan had a.
I need to catch him.
He had a guy on whose father had a government contract as a actual contractor, not a. I don't know the military terminology for it, but like he wasn't a contract worker. Like he didn't go overseas to fight for money. He was he was a legitimate like construction contractor that took on government contracts to build
Right. Okay.
And renovate for.
That's
And
the
that's
main-
why I wanted to explain that, because they're some might get confused. Like when you
Right.
say you're a contractor for the government, you go
They think
overseas.
security, Blackwater. kind of
Right,
shit.
right, right.
My friend's dad is a government contractor he's an electrician. It's like
Okay,
you.
so this guy did more, I think, more structural work. So I think he did more. I think he was a general contractor for the government. But his son was legitimately, I think he was special forces, actually, something like that, and then left the military, took on his dad's company. The story is actually quite sad. They get clearance to go down and measure the room that they were going to do, but they had to walk through this underground military base.
Yeah.
And this is the story. And there was this giant cube, like almost like the Tesseract. Not the Tesseract. What's the cube in Transformers?
Oh shit! The Allspark.
The Allspark. So he said there's something like that.
Pull that one out of my ass.
giant that was just floating, and then there were a couple other smaller objects that were just floating. They saw all this stuff. They took the measurements of and they said too, you keep your eyes forward. You don't look at anything. If you do, consequences. That's, I'm pretty sure how he put it. And there were armed guards, and he stops to tie his shoe. He stops to tie his shoe during, like, when they're in the hangar with these floating objects, and saw just the massive size, and realized that it wasn't sitting down on the floor. It was levitating a couple feet above it.
Do you know where this dumb was? Because so anybody doesn't know dumb, deep underground military base. Dumb.
I forget. It was one of the ones in California. But that story was not only sad, but like they refused to sign the NDAs after, and his dad's whole his whole life work of becoming a contractor. They go back to the shop. All tools were destroyed. Their whole office was stripped, so there was no paperwork. The father's house was invaded, and the dad basically said, "Don't ever speak of this again. I don't want to talk to you." And they didn't speak until he died. Really sad story, but it just goes to show how serious the government will take. And that's, I think, where I was going. I kind of went off trail there for a second, but I think that's where I was kind of trying to connect this back, that like consequences will be made if you go against a certain, because there's a black government.
Yes.
Shadow government.
There's a shadow government, but then there's also like people who have all of these clearances highest up. And then there's like
well, even our president,
Doctor, I think Jim Greer is his name.
Yeah, Jim Greer. Yeah,
said it that there's a shadow government, and then there's an illegal government. So there's a sect of the government that doesn't even let people with the highest clearances know what
there's
they're doing.
no oversight. No oversight.
So
yeah.
What do you think, Antonio?
My good.
It is no good.
Like Clinton tried, like that was one of the things that Clinton ran on, was that he was gonna dispose this UFO stuff, and they never told him a single word about anything, NASA, anything like that. And you talking about the contractors, so facts.
Certainly people in it are.
Yes. So my friend's dad, I'm not going to say his name or anything, but he worked on a deep underground military base being an electrician for a couple years. He had to keep going out across the country to go and do that. And there's this really interesting story which again is sketchy and, like you said about the other one, sad, where there was a engineering contractor and they wanted him and his team to go into this military base, right? Apparently they were excavating, and as they were excavating to build this dome, he actually they broke through a wall and there was a cavern, and in that cavern he sweared that he saw extraterrestrials, right? And at first you're thinking, this is crazy, this makes no sense, right? And he said that these extraterrestrials, one of them raised their hand, and they had Marines as bodyguards with them. And he said that when they excavated through this tunnel, one of the extraterrestrials raised its hand, and he felt like he saw the air distort, and he raised his hand up. It blew off 2 of his fingers, and he had a slice across his chest. And one of the Marines threw him in an elevator, and he heard gunfire, and then he went up, right? So at first you're like, that's a wild story. But then he shows you that he doesn't have 2 fingers on the hand that he raised, and he shows you the scar, and he says in the interview, I'll be killed for saying this. I will be killed for telling everybody this. And he goes, people died down there fighting these things, and I need people to know this. And a couple months later, his axle broke on his car and his truck flipped. He survived. And then when he got out of the hospital and got home, he's divorced from his wife, right? That comes into play. He is in his house and somehow strangles himself with a catheter cord and dies.
Those things can get wild, I guess.
But he wasn't hanging. He wasn't hanging. It was literally like, you can't physically do this to yourself.
Seems
like if I do this, right, like I'll pass out before I kill myself. Pause. But like, you can't actually do that. Your body won't allow it biologically.
He strangled himself, and he also had two shotgun holes in his chest somehow.
He strangled himself and a stab wound, apparently. And they wouldn't let his ex-wife see the body at all.
Yeah. I don't want to get too derailed. I believe that shit like that happens. Rolo, do me a favor. You're friends with Crimson on Discord?
I already sent him the link.
Okay, go Crimson, go ahead and
Crimson's on Twitter, I sent it to you.
Yeah, Crimson, hop in because I'd like a fresh opinion on these things. I gotta take a leak again. The beer is hitting me. Dog, let him in when he's here.
Dog's got that big gulps, eh?
10-4.
Well, Dog's my co-host, Rolo.
No, fuck you.
He's talking about my
I'm talking about his drink. I said I was making a Geeksy Gamers joke. The big gulps, eh? Well, see you later.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know what to really think about this, man. I'm gonna bring up a couple of pictures just for visual, because I do a lot better with visual things.
Me too. I'm a visual learner.
Boop, 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 boop.
Like my makeshift Band-Aid.
Just for the hell yeah.
Just duct tape, man.
That's the best Band-Aid.
Thanks. No, I had a cut on my finger, and when I was there at the doctor's the other day for my foot, I was like, "Yo," he was like, "Oh,
here he is.
Something."
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Crimson Law.
Mr. Crimson Law, let's go.
Howdy, how we doing?
Hey.
I gotta say, Roland, that's quite the Band-Aid you got going there.
Thanks, man.
I see. We used to have like ex-Marines and stuff who worked with us. There was one guy who split his thumb open with a saw, like a circular saw, because he wasn't handling it properly. Instead of going to like immediate care or the ER, dude just takes some duct tape and ties it together and goes back to work.
So look at you in Boy Scouts, man.
I did something similar when I lost the tip of my finger.
Holy shit! You lost the tip of your finger. Is that when you were doing engineering? Oh damn!
I
Is
got
that when you were doing
a spike node now.
military or no?
Do what now?
Do you like stick your hand in the pod racer the wrong way and like?
Yeah, I'm stuck. Yeah,
Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming on my channel, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. It's always nice to get on here and just chat about something.
Yeah, no, I try not. Eventually, I'll get more into like pop culture stuff, but it's so flooded with channels like that. I want to focus more on stuff like this and history. So I'll be doing a lot of like history talk and whatnot.
No, I think it's good if you're going to do something like this, do it about something you're going to be passionate about. That's kind of why I cover a lot of like pop culture stuff. I'm going to be doing some more like smaller, like independent comic stuff rather than like mainstream. Shit.
I don't know. What's your channel description? It said something about how like, I think if I'm remembering it correctly, because someone posted your channel in my Discord and said something about you loving like art. Am I mistaken? Is that in your description?
I would have to check again because it's been so long since I wrote that.
Yeah.
But generally my take on art and stuff is I just want it to be done to the best of whoever's making its ability. I can respect that much. If it's done well, if you're really passionate about it, it's going to reflect in the way it comes out. And you could tell now a lot of stuff nowadays, there's just not a lot of passion behind it.
It's just for money.
And that's what I'm saying.
Disingenuous. Yeah.
I feel like because my viewpoints are just so jaded when it comes to pop culture these days, it would seem like a discount version of what like G&G is doing, what, you know, a bunch of these other nerdrotics and stuff. Like, I don't want to be another person that's just sitting here critiquing movies and TV shows. I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like. I'm super interested in just the idea of like ancient civilizations, aliens, and also just history. I really love. So I'm going to be pumping out a lot more history stuff. I don't know if you're into that type of thing, Crimson, but
sorry.
No, you're good.
There we go. It's a little dark on my end.
Got to get that light on him.
But yeah,
I don't get enough light. I have to supplement it somehow.
So
Illinois vampire out here.
I wanna ask you, what did you think about the topic tonight? Believable, not believable in terms of UFO? Was there good evidence? Was there? You think it's a little too in the weeds? What are your thoughts?
I want to watch that documentary personally.
Mm-hmm. It's really good, man. I've watched it. It's super interesting.
As far as like the UFO stuff goes, I have never had any sort of like extraterrestrial experience in my life, but I have definitely like met some supernatural things. I'm pretty sure like my whole area is just haunted. Like everyone's got stories about ghosts in their house, like demons, cryptids, all that kind of stuff. It's my grandpa's farm, particularly. Everyone has a story about something supernatural going on out there. But I've seen enough, I've experienced enough, heard enough to not rule out the fact that there's more out there than what I can see with my own two eyes.
Respectable.
Real quick, Crimson, you gotta come on for Roman and I's Halloween podcast because we're gonna be talking about like our ghost stories and stuff. So that would be fun.
Right. We'll save plugs for the end, asshole.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I gotta get him on for that.
I'm fucking with you, man. I am interested though on what you thought about tonight's topic.
This one specifically, I don't quite know how to feel about it because all of the like one, I couldn't care one way or the other about like UFOs and stuff. I'm not particularly someone who's like, I gotta know like what's real and what's not when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
This one, though, I did not find any of the counter arguments that the government and everyone who was denying it put up very compelling. Like, they didn't make sense. They were saying, like, you had A-10 Thunderbolts. But if you know anything about an A-10 Thunderbolt, because, like, military technology and weapons and stuff, I'm kind of into that. They're loud as shit. And even if you fly them, like, you're looking at something like that, how is an A-10 Thunderbolt going to have a light like that and fly that high in the air that it doesn't make any noise? Right there is a bit of a contradiction.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, when you see those commercial airlines with those like little lights on their wings, they look like stars when they're up there, and you can see from the recording you don't see any sort of stars, which proves that those lights are far brighter than anything that's way high up in the altitude.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I want to say
really high up. They're massive and super bright.
One point I want to make about why I wanted why I have some disbelief in that family from that Fox interviewed. Wait, Dog, scroll back up. So they were saying the lights weren't giving off any projection. That photo itself proves otherwise. You can clearly see. You can clearly see that these lights are giving. So it contradicts his story because he said it's like they're lights, but there was nothing shining down on the ground. But he was also saying that it was so close that his son could throw a baseball at it.
They probably met someone who told them that story, and then when they heard that the reporters were in the area, they all organized like, we're gonna make something up, we're gonna get on the news, and they just
that's what I was saying.
They got their
Get
story
my good
together.
vest. Get my good vest.
I don't think that particular family. Honey, I need my hair ties. Let me get my hair ready.
Yeah, dude didn't just have one.
Everyone, get your crosses. Fox News is gonna be here.
Bro had 3 hair ties in the back of his head.
He was thinking he was a Jedi Knight.
Gotta stay sharp out here on the news. Crispy for Fox 5.
Honey, get my good vest. Where's my super suit?
with his son, who's now in prison for selling OxyContin.
Yes. I'm telling you, bro, that dude has to be on mascot for this.
No, I hope Ronnie clipped all of that little segment.
That dude's the mascot now. The best man.
Yeah,
the
the video
man.
was
I think
trippy to watch. Though the video was very trippy.
The video is trippy. That's the most like. That's why I'm with Crimson. I don't know what to think about this because they're like the explanations were given from. I would say the biggest thing that throws me off is the video and how the governor claimed he saw it and then has to make a press conference making fun of it. And we have to remember it's 30 years ago. So
and then 10 years later, 10 years later, he makes a statement that he actually seen it. And it was life-changing. Like, what? Get out of here.
Yeah. No, I think I'm in the camp of I would be willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that the video is more likely than not real. But there are people who when these sorts of things.
You weren't convinced by the video?
I said it's more likely than not real. I think it is real.
Oh, okay. I think
it's most probably real.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I think there are a lot of people who heard the stories and didn't experience it themselves that tried to get in on this, and that's kind of muddied the water on a lot of the information that's surrounding this incident.
I think that's the issue with all alien and types like this. What I want to pose this to everyone. What do you think is more likely? Because I think it's one of these two camps for most of these sighting situations. Is it more likely, or is the evidence making you lean more towards extraterrestrials? Or beyond top secret military tech that shall not be released?
So that one's really tough for me. because we know through Bob Lazar that
kind of leaning towards tech.
kind of leaning towards tech now too. We know through Bob Lazar that there is a program that they're trying to reverse engineer stuff.
He claims they crashed one too.
Yeah, and Special Ray had spoken to. We were talking about stuff. He actually thinks Jim Greer is a snake oil.
I'm with Special Ray on that one.
Some of the stuff was a little bit too detailed. There were some wild things he was saying.
Yeah,
but the thing that I respect about Jim Greer is the effort he's putting into exposing
Stephen Greer.
Sorry, Stephen Greer. And he has 271 supposed whistleblowers on this, but the thing is he was a little too specific on he was saying there's crafts, there are our crafts can bend the gravity around us and we can go at Mach 12, but he said the extraterrestrial crafts could phase in and out of dimensions. And it was just he was saying it with such confidence, it made me really, really, really skeptical. How do you
wait till you watch the podcast he does with Lex Friedman?
Oh, he was on Lex Friedman?
Yeah, he was.
That one's even because the Sean Ryan one was okay. There's a couple of things that I'm interesting.
Well, Lex is a lot more. He's a scientist.
Yes, but Lex was just letting him go, and he was saying some wild shit on that one.
So, okay, what are your Dog?
What about their perspectives?
I just quickly. We'll get back. We'll get to them. I just actually want to know from you, Dog, what your thought process is on Stephen Greer.
Well, I just love the fact, real quick, that we have an actual person who was in the military that can talk about this stuff.
Well, it's besides the point. All I really wanted to ask is your opinion on Stephen Greer himself. Snake oil, is he closer to snake oil or is he closer to you think so?
I think he's closer to snake oil.
Okay. That's all I really want to get out. And so all right, go. Do you have anything else to say?
No, go ahead.
All right, Crimson, do you think it's more on the side of engineered technology from humans or on the side of extraterrestrials or both?
Yeah, that one's kind of interesting to me because I flip back and forth. So I won't get too deep into the weeds about the things I believe, but I definitely think there are things out there that have given us a technological aid. And
good answer.
100%.
Especially with early forging techniques and stuff. You start looking into some ancient religious stuff, Jewish texts and all that. They talk about how these fallen angels taught them how to work with metal and to do all these things that spawn the growth of civilization. We get into some of the stuff you talk about the pyramids and all of that, things that we shouldn't have been technically able to construct.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe there is something out there giving us a technological aid, whether that is extraterrestrial, supernatural, or whatever, some flying spaghetti monster in the sky.
Interdimensional.
I have no idea exactly what it could be.
Okay.
I'm not so arrogant that I would think I could I would have all the answers to that stuff.
Which is why I thought you'd be a good choice to. That's why I thought you'd be a good choice to jump on this panel. You seem pretty rational-minded, logical, and that's why I don't. I've said it many times. I don't do these streams to say there are aliens. Aliens exist. It's more so of a aliens. Yeah. You know who I'm doing there?
Yes.
It's more for the discussion rather than to prove the point.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see what other people are thinking. I find it suspect that the amount of news that comes out about it now from these higher, or not higher, but more prestigious
committees.
Yeah, that stuff throws me off. But regardless, Rolo, your thoughts, buddy?
I think it's both.
You think it's both?
Yeah. I think it's both. I really do. I think it could be
This particular case, these lights,
the Phoenix lights. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was talking. My perspectives for everything.
I'm talking about this case specifically.
I think it could be both. I think it could either be an actual mothership of what we would call a mothership because it's big. It's not probably their actual mothership, if there is them. But I mean, I'm somebody who had an experience. You know, like I've seen a UFO multiple times out west.
Not the aluminum.
No, extracting aluminum from bauxite it's a very strenuous process.
Well, okay, first it's pronounced aluminium. I just wanted to.
No, dude, actually I like that more. I think we should start the thing to start calling it aluminium.
Aluminium.
That sounds better. That sounds like
next thing you know, we're gonna be Next thing you know,
I actually turned the gain up on my mic way too much. So I have to blew you guys' ears out.
Sorry, hold on, fellas. I actually don't know the process of the extraction and the making of aluminum. So, like, how
Crimson
it was something that was I covered in like a science class in high school. I don't exactly remember the process, but it's one of those things where I don't remember the exact process, but I do remember that it was described as something like very strenuous, and that's why why there's so much like emphasis to like recycle aluminum, and why like I work remodeling, so we'll always take the aluminum, we'll recycle it, we'll get a little bonus off of that.
Sorry, pause. What do you do as a tradesman? I just need to know.
I do residential remodeling, so a little bit of everything. Tile work, drywall, sometimes electrical, framing, everything to basically fix up houses.
Nice. Just wanted to
And
know.
also, he's a professional reptile.
Yes, I'm a simulation maintenance worker.
I'm an electrician, so I just wanted to I was interested by what your trade was. Anyway, go on with what you're saying.
It's easier and cheaper for companies to get aluminum, to my understanding, by recycling it, by using stuff that's already out there, than to mine it and to refine the ore. Yeah, pretty much.
That's why you see, at least out here in California, all the homeless guys with 3 shopping carts filled with aluminum tin cans.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, here in Illinois, if you're not careful on like jobs when you get closer to like Chicago and stuff, you'll have people desperate for money stripping all the copper, all the aluminum off of your jobs.
Well, I work for
in Philly too, man. Copper gets stolen in Philly all the time.
This is no flex or anything like that. I work for a commercial company that we do like multi-million-dollar jobs, and we've been robbed, I think 3 or 4 times in the past 3 weeks. It's normally copper. The job I'm on right now, we just had a full spool of copper wire stolen off the job site, and that's worth like $3,000.
Yep.
Which is pennies on like a $7 million job. But for a guy that gets away with that, and you walk into a whatever, you could cut that into pieces and bring it to a scrapyard, and they'll give it to you $3 on the pound. And if you have a full spool, you're looking at thousands of dollars that you can just.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me that, but you can make a lot of money scrapping other people's works. We actually have a electrician that we contract for really big jobs.
Mm-hmm.
To do all of the electrical stuff because we don't want to deal with it. And he was telling stories similar to that. Like he did a whole job one day, and then he was on another one for a week, and then got a call that some guy had come into their job and just taken like half of all of the electrical stuff for like the copper and aluminum it was worth.
I know we're getting a little derailed right here, but I was working on this one job.
I have that effect on people. Sorry.
No, I do it to myself. This one guy I was working with, though, said he was on a job in San Jose, had 2 thieves that he heard in the backyard starting to loot stuff, and he comes out with a hammer, and they didn't back down. So he had to he knocked one of them out, hit the other dude with the hammer, and the guy grabbed his friend and ran off. But I mean, like that stuff happens, and I derailed it so much that now I forget what we were talking about.
Well, no, I real fast, like there was
Technology or extraterrestrials. That's what we're talking about.
There was a guy. They literally called him like the cop or something. There was like this one dude over the past couple. It started during COVID. I mean, shit gets stolen in Philly all the time, but
man, can't have shit in Philly.
You really can't have shit in Philly, like. But there is this dude that was going around just stealing copper from like anywhere he could.
Yeah, that happens in California.
He might have started with an obsession with licking pennies, but
probably right. And that was a gateway drug to him stealing copper from everybody. But they finally got him. But yeah, that dude made like millions off of stealing copper, like straight up. Like he just stole so much of it, like tons of it. I mean, literal tons. I don't mean like tons in that way. I mean literal metric tons of copper.
Dude, on a job site as an apprentice when I was starting out, that was my tip money. So I'd be getting paid by the hour. I'm stripping out panels and wiring them up, and they go collect all the scraps, bring it to the scrapyard, get some, go buy some beer for yourself for the weekend. And sometimes I'd walk away with like $500 extra. I'm like, damn,
That was some good stripping you did.
I could do more if you want.
I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Some of the ladies enjoy it.
I don't think your female audience would be able to handle it if you did that.
I don't think I have a female audience at all. I'm pretty sure this is all of my dude friends.
I know Nikki definitely wouldn't be happy with that.
Who's playing those songs? Fuck you. Fuck you, Star Wars Dawg.
I was giving you some music.
Right,
yeah, you know what?
What do you think, Antonio?
No good.
I love it so much.
No good. I don't know where my uncle got filmed, but
And you know what? That's better than the video John puts for you.
Dude, the one John puts is just
it's
disturbing.
It's disturbing. Yeah.
It's so funny.
It is funny. I can't lie.
I laughed the first time I saw it, and I was like, every time I see it now, I'm like, oh.
Okay, so let's trail it back. What, gentlemen, do you think do you agree with me? I think there's a mix between legitimate extraterrestrial technology that we're seeing, straight up re-engineered technology, and what we are seeing is a blend between the two.
100%.
And we haven't deciphered yet for the public, but we as the public have not deciphered which is which. That's that's where I'm at.
I agree and disagree. I agree with you that we have re-engineered some technology. I agree with you that there are extraterrestrials. But if we had that type of technology, we'd rule the world.
Not necessarily, dude. Because if we started using that technology,
we haven't mastered it.
Yeah, if we
if we had mastered it, then there would be not like when they were saying.
But that doesn't.
When they were remember the dot that the UFO that I think it was the 2014 pilot saw in Florida, off the coast of Florida. And they saw that dot, or 2004 or something like that. They saw that thing and it just went like and just shot off, and you hear the pilots literally go,
that's Commander Fravor.
Yeah.
So if that was them, like if they were saying that was China, no way. Because if it was China,
they'd use a weather balloon, and Joe Biden would allow it.
Yeah, right. Facts. But first of all,
we don't say that name on this channel, by the way.
No, we don't. No, we just call him FJ.
Brandon.
Who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Brandon.
But, yeah, I'm embarrassed that he comes from my state, but like if humans had that technology, do you not think with so much control most of these governments want, like, if we had that technology, Putin would probably have that technology. Xi Jinping would probably have that technology. And
God.
That's getting clipped.
Yes.
and,
That's getting clipped.
for real, like, there's no way the greediness of humanity wouldn't set in. Of being like, oh, well, we have this tech. We could literally take control over everything right now.
Okay, so
nobody else has this.
All right. First, I'll answer that. I'll say I think we have re-engineered some of the technology, but it's not ready to a point because if it was, we would be using it in the military.
I agree.
But we are too afraid that if it fails out in operations, that it would get picked up by other countries and then they can re-engineer it. So that's my point. Now, yes. I want to talk to Special Ray's point right here. Would the aliens would the aliens be pissed and could an armada be on its way? I don't know if he's trolling or not, but I don't. So that's one of the sus things Stephen Greer brought up, that he thinks that there are no, he doesn't think. He said with fact, there are a certain group of aliens that are trying to help us, and then there's a certain group that are trying to invade us. And
it's the tall whites. That's what
the whites and the grays, or the greens and the grays, something like that.
Look, I don't want to get into the weeds about the details of speculation. All I'm trying to say though is that I think this question is more Steven Spielberg sci-fi style stuff than it is possibility. That's my perspective on it. I don't know if you guys want to touch on that.
I don't think it's anywhere out of possibility that there is multiple races out there that already know about us that are more advanced. I mean, we've heard, like I said, we've heard about the tall whites, and apparently they're good. And apparently, everybody jokes about reptilians and shit like that, but I don't see why there couldn't be a reptilian race. I just don't believe that we literally have people.
Anyone who doesn't believe in them hasn't seen Mark Zuckerberg, though. So.
Well, yeah, that guy's like an AI or a
dude. I'm sorry, I do not subscribe to the shapeshifter ideology. I think that is close. That is pretty much as close to flat Earth as you can get.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I could be completely wrong.
They would show themselves. They would.
You don't believe Lizard Hitler is gonna ride in on a T-Rex?
Lizard Hitler.
That might be some fun, some absurd.
Look up. It's a movie called Iron Sky or something like that.
I'm not looking that up.
That sounds like
Sarah Palin causes the end of the world, and Lizard Hitler is living at the center of the earth.
That sounds like an anime. Straight up. That sounds like an anime, dude. Lizard Hitler is just like, he's like a lizard with a mustache.
What do you got something against my mustache? Dude,
no, Caleb has something against
mine. Should I shave my mustache like that for next episode?
You should do that for Halloween.
Yeah, we're doing history, right?
Do that for Halloween and wear a khaki shirt.
Of course, Special Ray knows what movie you're talking about.
Fire in the Sky?
Iron Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Fire in the Sky. I don't know Iron Sky. Fire in the Sky is based on a true story, apparently.
So let's see.
My favorite movie with Hitler in it is Kung Fury, or Kung
Fuhrer.
Yeah, the Kung Fuhrer.
I don't even know what you're talking about. How did I guess that?
What?
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Little brother made this movie called Kung Fury, and it's like all 80s shit. Like, in Friday Night Tights when they do the intro and they have Odin as the big, massive Thor with the hammer? That's from Kung Fury.
What?
And they actually have Hitler who learned Kung Fu, and he becomes Kung Fury or Kung Fuhrer, and Kung Fury has
Kung Fury, the Fourth Reich.
No, he wants to create the Fourth Reich, but he has time travel, bro. He literally calls the police, and they answer. He goes, "Is this the police?" And they're like, yes.
All right.
He goes, oh no, hello, and just shoots the gun through the phone, and it kills.
We're getting into Rolo Romecast territory now.
I'm just saying, it's
I might have derailed things by accident.
Yeah.
It's a hilarious movie. Watch Kung Fury. You'll laugh your ass off.
Okay, we're Hitler and dinosaurs were under the earth. I have no idea what he's talking about.
He's talking about the Iron movie.
Okay. So next episode, I think I want to do Giants.
I'm down, dude. I've been waiting for that one.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all are down, you Dog and Roland.
Mm-hmm.
I think Giants could be fun. That one's crazy. Crimson.
They're pretty biblical, aren't they?
I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm convinced the Giants are real.
You are?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then.
Or at least they were at one point.
I'm with you there.
Okay, all right.
Well.
Crimson, you might be on the full panel then. Because,
same with Dragons.
Because I'm
with you, Doug.
So yeah, I'm trying to do this next Wednesday. If I don't have some side work to do, I will stay in touch with everyone. Rolo, wait, are you on Discord, Crimson?
No, he's not in our Discord.
No.
You're not on Discord.
Not in your guys' Discord now.
No, but are you on it in general?
Oh yeah, I have a couple servers with friends and stuff.
Are you connected with Rolo at all?
I have his number.
Twitter,
and
I have his
Twitter.
phone number. That's
okay.
It.
Get Crimson in the Discord so that we can set up. That way, it's easier to set up the stream, and he can be involved with what we're going to do for next week.
Also, the dojo.
Yeah, get him into the dojo. I think Crimson's going to be hilarious in there. We are pretty rough.
Yes.
We're pretty rough in there.
That alien armada better not mess with God's greatest creation, America.
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, you're about to laugh the second you get in there. I want to thank everyone for being here. Sorry, go on.
The only question I have is how racist are the memes that I'm allowed to post in this Discord? Okay, I just gotta know like what my limit is, because I can go like full on.
Pretty racist.
Officially, no, do not.
Yeah.
Officially on YouTube, I'm not racist at all. If you're catching my drift. You'll see. Just get in there. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see. Special Ray, as always. Thank you for being here. Love you, brother. Ronnie, he's little Daimyo. He's my son. I'm his long lost father. And RG Energy, I think, left a while ago. Thanks for being here.
Went to bed. He's got work in the morning.
Thanks.
He fell asleep listening to us.
I want to personally thank the Great Pilgrim and King's Advisors for not supporting me. That was very, very, very kind of you guys for not showing up to my stream. I know he's a little asshole, and he's probably sitting in Jay's stream, being a shill like he normally is. Rolo and Dog, love you guys. Thank you for being good co-hosts. And Crimson Dawn. I just called you Crimson Dawn. I just watched Solo. Sorry, brother. I did just rewatch it. Yeah, just to like kind of hate watch it, but then ended up liking a few scenes. Hush, But
Dark Side is as much as you.
Crimson Law, right? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming on, man. I hope to see you in the Discord soon. For me, this is I love doing these streams. I'm really happy. I'm getting a couple more people in here. Oh
my God!
Oh,
it's like Voldemort. You speak about him and he shows up.
It looks like Jay's stream ended. So maybe I won't cut this off right at the end. And if I see him pop up, I will shit on him for about 2 minutes and then we'll leave.
Just in the nickelback of time.
the best Voldemort scene is where he's just like, yeah. I laugh every time, bro.
I have seen the whole Harry Potter series exactly once in my life, and all I remember is just thinking, like, why does Voldemort constantly look and act like he's got a potato up his ass?
Yeah, it's just Ray Fiennes, man.
That's part of the dark arts. Don't you know
gotta
that?
stick a potato up
Is that
there.
like the same thing as like what you would do with a hamster?
You need the extra starch.
Have
All
you
right.
ever listened
Just-
to Eminem with the hamster thing?
There he is.
No. I've.
I'll have y'all know that I was doing other stuff. I wasn't watching Jay.
You were doing other stuff like what? Just jerking yourself off in the corner.
I was playing my fucking video game and talking to my brother.
That's respectable. That's respectable as long as you weren't in Jay's stream. How did you know?
Daimyo.
How did you know that we had said that?
Dude, we literally just said your name and then you popped up in chat.
He felt a disturbance in the force.
Hand to God, I was sitting there. I popped in here probably an hour and 20 minutes ago to see what y'all were talking about. It was when you had the video of the dude pointing to something. I'm sure that happened a lot, right?
Do you realize how little that narrows it down?
I know. And I was like, I can't do this tonight. And so I turned it off, went back to my game. My brother called me. I've been on the phone with him for about an hour and 10 minutes. And then I was like, I wonder if they're still streaming. Scroll down. 3. By the way, you were number 3 on my suggested videos.
Woo!
So I saw that y'all were still streaming. I was like, well, I guess I'll say, what's up, psychos? And that's what I did. That's literally how it went down.
You know, it's so. Wait, hold on, Rolo, hold on. You know what's funny is the guy you're talking about, the guy that's going like this. We shat on that fool for like 10 minutes.
So hard.
Yeah, we were shitting on that guy.
Son's
Dude.
in prison.
Yeah,
Now-
we were saying
prison now.
The question I have is, did Rolo show up on time?
Yes.
Actually, yes, but then, but me and Dog made it seem like Rolo was late, so we kept him backstage for about 2 or 3 minutes, and made it seem like he was late, and that we were gonna find a new co-host.
Yes, that is hilarious.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the beginning.
What is the? Because I don't think I could see it because I just came in. But tell me the private chat is full of. Guys, I'm backstage. Guys,
it's not.
No, it's not. He showed up and just sat there for a few seconds, and then I finally let him in.
I don't think he realized we were live because he walked away before we went live.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Grab a drink, and then my dad's like, "Yo, can you run out, grab the stuff out of the trunk?"
Okay, I do want to say though, because we are about to wrap this thing up. So maybe I think 2 weeks from now we'll do another aliens conspiracy on giants. But next week, Caleb, I would like to do the Anglo-Spanish War down the rabbit hole history podcast.
Sounds good.
If you are free for that, let's do that. King Chris, how did he get in here?
Yeah, it'll be my first day back.
Oh, King Chris. This is one of the nights. King Chris, I don't do anything pop culture here, bro. This is all conspiracy theories and history. So if this ain't your thing, yeah. Just wanted to let you know that, brother.
Is that
no, Special Ray probably posted it and it's like Daimyo's live right now.
Is this PFP the cat puss?
I don't know. King Chris is a little sus, to be honest.
Nah, that's just a normal ass cat.
Is it? Okay, I thought it might have been the big-eyed puss from Puss in Boots.
Oh, dude, it would have been better if it was the cat that's like screaming at the end of the table, where he's like.
Tell you what, Caleb. Every time you say "puss," my skin crawls a little bit.
I don't know why you would tell me that.
Oh, your tinfoil hat doesn't come off. Then I hope you're here. I hope you're here, bro, because that's all we do. That's all we do here is put our tinfoil hats on.
I feel like I've seen King Chris in quite a few different chat rooms.
I feel like you don't know King Chris at all.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
because you stay in the shill chats.
Called
out, my boy.
Dude, I watch Geeks and Gamers and Erotic more than anything.
Are you sure about that?
Ask Crimson. He sees me in chat all the time.
All right. Well, anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much. King Chris, sucks that you showed up at the very end. You can rewatch some of this shit if you'd like. I'd like that if you would.
Which you should.
You should. It's actually pretty interesting. We're not fully.
I'm very
Watch it, or I will steal your cat. Okay.
No. No. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Peace out, chat.
Peace out.